Hello there, I'm Jason Butler, Head of Financial Education at Salary Finance, the workplace financial wellbeing people. Now, we recently hosted a one-off webinar for our community on how to navigate the world of state benefits. A popular section of the webinar was the live Q&A. In fact, we got so many questions, we weren't able to answer them all on the day. So with the help of our experts at Policy and Practice, we've got some answers to lots of questions. And in under 5 minutes, I'm going to share with you 10 of the most common questions. If someone is self-employed and eligible for the Self-Employed Income Support Scheme, they can start a temporary job as long as they continue to meet the eligibility for the self-employment grant. For example, that they intend to continue their self-employment in the future. The government says that if you receive the grant, you can continue to work, start a new trade, or take on another employment. You can find details of this in the document link below this video. You may be better off entering your information into the benefit calculator below to see exactly what help you may be eligible for or missing out on, like council tax support or universal credit. As I say, a link is to the calculator below. If you also have health problems that affect your ability to work, you could also be eligible for additional support. If you can, you should reach out to your local Citizens Advice Bureau to see if they can help understand your specific situation. People can claim New Style Jobseekers Allowance or Employment Support Allowance under many different circumstances. These are contributory benefits, so you can receive them irrespective of your partner's income or your level of savings. For example, you can receive these in addition to other benefits like universal credit. JSA is for those who are unemployed or who work less than 16 hours a week and have paid sufficient national insurance contributions in the last 2 full tax years before they claim it. ESA is for those who have health conditions or disabilities that limit their ability to work. You can find out more information on the government pages linked below this video. Unfortunately, because you don't live in the property, it will be considered savings or capital, which you can calculate as follows. Take the current market value, we call it the surrender value, of the property and reduce the amount by 10% if there will be a cost involved in selling it. This is because the value of capital is taken into account in the means test and is reduced by 10% to cover any expenses involved in selling. You should then deduct from the remaining amount any debt secured on the property, such as your mortgage. The amount left is your capital to be taken into account when calculating your means tested benefits. If this amount exceeds £16,000, you may not be eligible for universal credit. If you're unsure, reach out to your local Citizens Advice Bureau, as this can be a very complex situation, or speak to an independent financial advisor. To claim universal credit, you must report the total value of all savings and other types of capital that you and/or your partner have. This unfortunately includes money you're saving to pay for something. The only exception is savings specifically earmarked to pay tax. You may otherwise be eligible for New Style JSA or ESA, depending on your situation, as these benefits do not take into account your savings or your income. The timing of your application to universal credit depends on how much your final pay will be it your full pay or just a proportion of it. You can enter your final pay amount in the Policy and Practice calculator link below this video to see whether you can still be eligible for universal credit if you apply now rather than wait until the end of the month. Once you apply, there is a 5-week wait for your first payment. You may also be eligible for council tax support and New Style JSA, Job Seekers Allowance, in addition to universal credit. The calculator can direct you to other help that you may be eligible for. Yes, you can use the benefits calculator to help others understand their eligibility for benefits and support, as long as you know their household information. Policy and Practice, who provide the calculator, license its calculator to Citizens Advice Bureaus, local authorities, housing associations and utility companies for just this purpose. If you live with your partner, unfortunately, you'll be considered as a couple when applying for universal credit, and their income and savings will be considered with yours. First of all, it's important to note that if you're already getting a legacy benefit like tax credits and you make an application for universal credit, your tax credits will stop immediately and you won't be able to go back. The benefits calculator is a useful tool to compare whether you'll be better off on universal credit or remaining on legacy benefits. For households receiving working tax credit, the decision of whether or not to move onto universal credit will depend on their individual circumstances, and it's essential that you take personal advice before you make any claim for universal credit. Contact one of the free money guidance services listed below this video to get further help. The Job Retention Scheme and the Self-Employed Income Support Scheme are available to anyone regardless of nationality. However, means-tested benefits are a different situation. If you do have settled status, you have full right to reside, so you don't need to evidence your right to reside under any other status to be entitled for benefits. If you do not have settled status, to claim most UK benefits, you need to prove that you have the right to reside in the UK, the UK is your main home and you plan to stay. This is known as being habitually resident. And you meet the other criteria for the benefit you're claiming. For example, that you earn less than a certain amount. It's really important if you do not have settled status that you get advice from a specialist in benefits for non-UK citizens. Citizens Advice may be able to help you, however they're extremely busy at the moment. You can find details of your local Citizens Advice Bureau in the link below. Your local council may also be able to put you in touch with a support centre in your area. So there you have it, 10 answers to your state benefit questions. At Salary Finance, we've got your back, and together we're going to get through these tough times.